What should we call this one?
Cult pyramid.
Cult pyramid.
Cult pyramid.
I like it.
No, you don't like it. I could tell by your face.
I literally just said I like it.
I know, but I didn't believe it. Maybe I need to brain breathe for a little bit about it.
Get some of that brain respiration going. Where's that fucking turtle?
Right? Get me
the golden turtle.
Yeah. That's what this episode would be called. Get me golden turtle.
Get me a fucking golden turtle.
Yeah.
Before I brain breathe my way on a shooting star.
Straight to the place where they have 4 Nicolas Cage.
The Rushmore of Nicolas Cages.
The Rushmore of Nicolas Cages, okay?
That's what this episode's going to be called. A Rushmore of Nicolas Cages.
Oh my God.
Jess, what did you do this week? This is like actually really funny because we actually had a week in between the last few episodes.
Yeah. So, a lot has happened. And namely, Saturday, we did not bump into each other at Boomers.
Correct.
We instead went to Harvey Danger's birthday.
Oh, yeah?
We went to the good old D&B's. And then we had like a lamppost pizza gathering afterwards where we did happy birthday and blah, blah, blah. And then Saturday night, we went to our buddy Tom's birthday, not your Tom, our buddy Tom's birthday at Best Pizza and Brew. So
that's a pizza heavy weekend.
The pizza. Well, what would be cool is if I ate pizza at Best Pizza and Brew. Instead, I had 3 booches maybe. It was fun. It was a lot of fun though. It was like, and it was over like however many hours, but it was super fun. Shepherd was by far the most eventful because he decided, did I tell you this?
Mm-mm.
Oh God. He decided to, those balls that
oh wait, yes you did
you order those balls
Orbeez.
You get from like a thing and then you squeeze them through a net and then they all kind of whatever. He broke through the net and was just squeezing the ball. And then he broke the ball open to find a bunch of little Orbeez and proceeded to shove 2 in each ear. And we didn't know about this because he's 7. I thought we were past this stage. We didn't know about this until bedtime when he is supposed to be sleeping. And he drops into the kitchen and he's like, Mommy, my ear hurts. And so we're like, oh God, but we were like so random. So I go tell Aldridge to get the otoscope because we have an otoscope. It's a problem. And sure as shit, green Orby right there. So we proceeded to bring him downstairs. I got 1 Orby out using a straw, sucked 1 out, and he was fine. And then after that, he wasn't having it. So we had to take him down to Rady's for them to remove 2 out of the 3 remaining Orbeez. And then and then Aldridge took Shepherd in on Monday to get the last one removed by an otolaryngologist, ENT.
Oh, okay.
Ear, nose, and throat doc.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of Rady's action. I'm excited for my bill.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. But you can't even be mad because it's fucking Shepherd. It's the most random Shep-coated shit you've ever seen. It's like the second most Shep-coated shit after Shep being a praying mantis for Halloween. It's just Shep. It's just random. And he's this happy kid who does oddball shit. So I should have seen this coming.
It's actually kind of surprising it hasn't happened yet. So far. This is the first time it's happened.
How did we get to 7 without him doing this? I don't know. So that's what happened. How was your weekend?
My weekend was actually pretty busy. for me.
Yeah.
I'm a one thing per weekend kind of lady.
Yeah, you are.
But we did Goth Miss on Saturday.
V upset I didn't go this year because
It was so fun. We go to this brewery called Black Plague, and they have like a dark Christmas market. And then Faye had a sleepover, so I went and I hung out with Raquel,
fun,
who's been on this podcast.
Who's been on the pod.
And then the next day I taught a alt yoga class. Jess was there.
I was there.
And then the rest of the day I did nothing because I was so tired.
It was a lot of fun, though.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I wish you would have come to Luna Girl, but I totally get. You're so sweet to do all
then
that.
Jack had a play date, so then I had to,
You had to do
go.
more social things.
Yeah. Well, I dropped him.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of nice.
Yeah. We should get into it.
Okay.
Some housekeeping before we start, though. In case you haven't noticed or listened to the last episode, we have decided to change the name of the podcast for just easier reasons. And it's time.
It is time.
So the podcast is now the Cultural Zeitgeist with cults in little caps. Not little caps.
I guess big caps.
Big caps. And so if you're looking for us, that's where we'll be on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. If you want to follow us on Instagram at the Cultural Zeitgeist, that is where you can find like all of your updated information, or you can follow wherever you're listening, just so you don't lose us, because I know I kept the artwork. So the artwork is going to stay up until the beginning of the year, and then it will change. So hopefully you guys stick around.
Do stick around.
And then without further ado, here's me about to just read a ton of notes that I haven't looked at in months.
Ooh. Oh my God. There's going to be a lot of 19s that should be 18s.
They're all 19s.
Oh, okay.
So we should be good.
We should be good.
But also, you want to hear something really funny?
Of course.
So when I was in Hawaii, I was looking for a place to do. I went and I did some yoga, and then the teacher I love was not teaching more. So I was like, maybe I'll branch out and go to another studio, because there seems to be all these little studios popping up in Hawaii Kai, or near Hawaii Kai. And when I was there, this organization popped up.
Stop.
And I was so ready to go take a picture. And then I got sidetracked.
Yeah, naturally.
Because also in Kaimuki is a really good Goodwill. So I ended up going to Goodwill to hunt for muumuus instead of going to take a picture.
Yes.
It was time well spent.
Yes. The answer is yes to that, too.
The answer is
yes.
yes.
The last time you went to Hawaii?
Yeah.
So this is recent.
Yeah.
This is real recent. This
is
isn't
real
19s.
recent.
This is 2000s.
Well, it starts in the 19s. It
Okay,
goes
let's
into the
get
2000s.
there.
So we are talking about Dawn Yoga, or Body and Brain. It's called Dawn Yoga originally, but now whenever you find it, it's called Body and Brain Yoga.
Now it's called Body and Brain.
Which,
yoga.
I would be down with that shit, because I love all those neural pathways
Yes.
and the weird
The
connections, I love that
isms.
stuff.
Yes,
so I could see myself, if it wasn't this, getting sucked in.
Okay.
So it was founded in 1980 by Ilchi Lee.
That's a mouthful.
Ilchi Lee, yes, I know. Wait, though. Lee was born in 1950 as Lee Sung-hoon in Cheonan, South Korea.
Okay.
I don't know if I pronounced any of that right.
You know what? You went for it, and I like that.
Only ethnically Korean. I know nothing of how to speak anything. So he was diagnosed with ADHD when he was young. And as a result of the time he grew up, he really struggled in school. So despite his father being a teacher, he much preferred imaginative play to learning and had a hard time sitting still, which could also just be a kid.
Yeah.
But what's also kind of crazy is that he was diagnosed with ADHD at a time where you would just, I feel like they would have just been like, he's good.
Yeah, he's a wild and crazy.
Uh-huh.
Right. They wrote him off.
Yeah. So in order to kind of like harness his like kind of frenetic energy, his parents enrolled him into Taekwondo.
Love.
And if there is something that I know a lot about, is ADHD and hyperfocus.
I thought you were going to say Taekwondo. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, what?
Have you seen, oh my God. So have you seen that video? It's like a reel. It was probably originally a TikTok, but I consume my TikToks in reels like an old person. Mm-hmm. But it's like this guy who it's like an intruder comes into his house and he's like, good thing I know Taekwondo. And he starts doing a pumsa, like, you know, like when you like, you like punch and you kick and you step.
Yeah.
And I was showing the kids who were laughing so hard, and Faye's like, he's only a yellow belt. He's like, that's not that he had it, but she just knows the pumsa.
Right. So she's like, wait a minute.
So if there's something she knows about her ADHD hyperfocus is Taekwondo as well.
There you go.
So it makes a lot of sense that he was able to find discipline and drive through Taekwondo because it's new, it changes, there's routine to it, but also there's like the challenge of sparring. Mm-hmm. So eventually he grows up, goes to college, graduates with a degree in clinical pathology and physical education, and opens a Taekwondo studio.
Okay.
At some point, he does an aesthetic training, which means like you go and you like basically starve yourself and you go up and you meditate with no food and water for a while.
Oh, shit.
So he goes up on the Moaksang.
Ooh, nailed it.
Did I?
I don't know.
Mountain, and for 21 days he supposedly no food, no sleep, did not lay down.
No sleep for 21 days? I call bullocks. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's bullshit. No, absolutely not. You would die.
Yeah,
you would just die.
So he returns. We got into the fuck shit real quick because there's not really a lot about his life earlier other than Taekwondo.
Yeah.
I think actually he has a couple of like anecdotes that he's said, but I feel like he's not a very reliable
No, so we're
narrator.
not going to give it
So I just didn't bother.
Right.
So he returns calling himself Ilchi, meaning finger pointing to the truth.
Okay.
And leaves behind his wife and 2 young boys
just
to
leaves
spread
them
his vision. Yeah. He said that, quote, from that moment onward, I forgot my family and focused solely on my vision.
I literally forgot my family.
Yeah. In fact, at one point, his youngest son was in a really bad, like, car crash. And when he got the call, he said, quote, if he was meant to live, he will. If he was meant to die, he will. He hung up and then boarded on a flight to go on vacation.
Fuck him. Already. Fuck shit is real. Already.
Fuck shit. It was fuck shit real quick. Mm-hmm. The son did live.
Thank God.
Just completely emotionally scarred by his piece of shit dad.
By his dad just not choosing.
He's like, I'm sorry.
Choosing not to. What will
the
be,
island
will
is calling.
Be. Yeah. Bullshit.
Hold on, I gotta take a sip of water.
Do you drink that much water? Do you not drink ice in your water?
No. No ice in the water. It's cold. It's like refrigerated water.
Yeah.
Huh. I drink a few of these.
Every day?
Yeah.
Is that weird? Better. No, it's not. It's not weird at all.
You probably do drink that much water, but they're just in smaller cans or smaller glasses.
Yeah, it's...
I need a big one because then I'm constantly reminded that I need to drink more water.
Yeah. I like it.
I know. But if it were any bigger than this, I don't think I would partake. I'd be, you know, when you like are like, I need to do this, and then you rebel against yourself.
Like,
you rebel against the thing that you wanted to do. You're like, fuck that. Who put that restriction on me?
I don't have to do nothing.
Don't tell me what to do, self.
I don't have to nourish this body. I don't have to properly hydrate.
Fuck that. Okay, so he starts teaching new methods he developed in public parks, combining Tai Chi, martial arts, yoga, and meditation. The classes grew, and eventually they needed an indoor space so they could practice in inclement weather, which my guess is probably the fucking ridiculously hot summers, not the winters. I don't know, maybe the winters too.
Honestly, I've never been to Hawaii in the summer.
What? Well, no, Hawaii is nothing like...
What are you talking about? Where are they?
Korea.
Oh,
sorry, South Korea.
Okay, whoops a doodle.
Supposedly, it's just like, it's the same climate as Japan in the summer.
Oh.
That's what Master On says. Anyway.
Oh, that's true.
So, fuck that. So Lee starts Danhak, which means study of vital primal energy. Now, Lee, rather than following the footsteps of the other fucked up spiritual leaders, instead structures Danhak to similarly to Scientology. So I guess actually still in the vein of other, but it's not like I am the one leader and spiritually there's this. He had like these different levels to like pique your interest, and you had to keep investing more to get into higher like levels of being downloaded information or whatever. So he also focused mostly on the sciencey aspect of the tools he's presenting. So he calls it brain education with the ability to sharpen memory, prevent cancer, enhance the brain's neuroreceptors, etc., which I don't know. You can't just be like, hey, guess what? If you do this thing, you're going to prevent cancer. So none of that is obviously like studied or like proven, but he's just like, come here to my Asian yoga, or my Korean yoga Scientology.
I'm gonna create a world of completely false shit and tell you it's true.
The actual practice starts with I think I would get down on this though. Okay, so. The actual practice starts with meridian stretching to stimulate chi.
What is meridian stretching?
So meridians are these different like energy channels that go like up and down your body. So like when you do
like
acupuncture.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times like the acupressure points are on certain meridians.
Okay.
So it's probably a lot of like side bending, heart opening, like back body opening. So it's probably a nice kind of flow of motion, followed by a couple poses and then meditation.
Okay.
So it's ahead of this time. It makes this connection between the body and the brain. And even though it has this like Eastern kind of philosophy situation, it also has this biohacking kind of appeal to it.
Okay. So, I love a good biohack opportunity. But
I know.
I don't know if it ever is like,
I think some are legit.
Right.
But also I feel like there's just a lot of shit out there. There was this one guy that Tommy was friends with, and he was really into biohacking. And he was doing this thing where he, instead of sleeping 8 hours per night, he would take a 30-minute nap every few hours so that he could work longer.
Okay. That sounds awful.
Yeah.
That sounds torturous. 30-minute nap?
I'm very interested in biohacking, not because of what it does to your body, but like it's like a whole culty shit on it in its own. Yeah. That's very true crimey. So I do have a case actually, but it's not on the docket anytime soon. So basically all of that in the 80s kind of really, it's like modern yoga now, but it was back then. So it's kind of cool. Lee's philosophy was that as long as the brain is focused and you approach life with optimism, you could optimize health, happiness, and success, which I don't know, go off. That's fine.
Pop off.
So the further you get into it, it slowly starts to become more unhinged. But the change is so gradual that you could almost say it's like a frog in a boiling pot situation.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So Lee said that once followers had harnessed enough energy through brain respiration, which is like rewiring your brain to have a better outlook and like squash bad habits. So it's basically like just getting in the right headspace.
Brain breathing?
He called it brain breathing. Okay. He said that once you were able to like harness enough energy through that, you would fly to an enlightenment star on a spaceship shaped like a golden turtle, where together the followers would recruit 100 million new souls, and then those new souls would create lasting world peace.
Wait, why don't people just like drop off immediately, like right when he says this. Like, this would have been like...
I think that that's, like, upper levels. I think that I don't know if you, like, harness enough energy because I think you're probably focused on getting your brain breathing technique.
Yeah. So he just slips this in.
Yeah.
Like, okay. This would have had me. I would have been like, okay, and we're done.
Honestly, what was most shocking to me was that the spaceship was shaped like a golden turtle.
I was like, what? That's very specific.
What?
Not just any turtle.
Not a golden turtle.
A golden turtle.
So in 1985, he opens his first Don Hawk studio, and by 1990, he has 50 locations. In 1991, the first studio was opened in Philadelphia. So that's the first U.S. studio.
Okay.
So not only did the studio find success with their studios, but they also began to franchise the system and branched out providing services for corporate employees at Samsung, Hyundai, and the Ministry of National Defense.
Oh, wow.
In Korea, not here.
Right. Oh, wow.
But despite massive growth, they did have some bumps in the road.
Hit me with it.
1993, Lee was convicted of violating real estate laws.
Oh.
Billing Dawn, he now is, in America, he calls it Dawn Yoga because yoga was like really popular in the 90s. So he was billing Dawn Yoga as a college and distributing medical equipment without a license.
Minor bump in the road.
Minor bump. He served 70 days. Of a 2.5-year sentence. So he got out probably on good behavior.
Like the best behavior.
Yeah.
I don't understand sentencing. This is a tangent. I don't understand sentencing at all because they say, oh, you can do 25 years to life, but it really means half of 25 years, but you can also parole out at this, blah, blah, blah. And then you end up serving nothing.
Yeah.
Not literally, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know why they count their time as like work days.
That's
ridiculous.
It's like, honestly, none of it makes any. I'm not a lawyer either.
Yeah, I wonder why they were like, hey, you know what? We should give them only 40 hours a week of like, so anything they're there incarcerated for more should be like, so, but it makes zero sense.
Yeah, no, honestly, none of it.
Just call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
One day is one day.
What? 25 years is 25 years. I don't know. I don't get it. All right, cool.
So
I feel better.
He gets out, keeps living his life, like whatever. Also early on, he had a follower who murdered his wife and then fled and then hid out in the Don Hawk studio.
Wait a minute, hold on.
And then he was arrested in the building, so it brought a lot of negative press.
A follower who murdered his own wife.
His own wife, not Il Chili. Remember, Il Chili's left his
I know,
wife.
he's left her, but I was like, is this like a revenge moment? Okay.
No. But no, the narrative was
that's a bad look.
It was a bad look.
That's a bad,
and so
bad
he had a
look.
really hard time kind of like getting over that too.
Yeah, how holy rewire of the brain breathing and all the things to just turn on and red rum your wife.
Yeah, no. He emotionally murdered her when he left her with 2 kids.
Yeah.
So they also had a hard time connecting with an American market at first because Don Hawk was a lot of barking orders, which Americans do not like.
They're like, ugh.
I mean, I didn't even like me barking myself orders about drinking more water.
Yeah.
So I'm not...
Like, I refuse.
I'm sorry. Watch your tone, bitch.
Watch your tone, me.
Don't get crazy. So they decided to take a softer approach. They changed the name to Dawn Yoga because it was like popping up. Or popping off in other parts of the country. And in another very predictable. I like that predictable cult move. They arranged screenings of The Matrix when it came out.
Oh,
this is another thing. It's like Winston Churchill
in
a past life, and it's always the fucking Matrix.
The Matrix.
What else does it come
up in?
It was that French guy, Serge Binhan.
Oh God,
didn't he have?
Probably.
Was that guy?
I know it's come up. I remember that it's come up. I just can't. My brain doesn't work like that.
There's definitely multiple, like at least 3 that we've covered that have been like all about the Matrix, which I get as a metaphor for like whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It feels so like basic, like cult basic.
Yeah. Oh, Matrix.
Yeah, like, okay,
red
sure,
pill, blue pill.
You're gonna say that if we do it, I'm gonna be more spiritually enlightened. We're gonna watch The Matrix, and you're gonna be like, I was Winston Churchill.
It just makes it hokey when you throw the Matrix
also,
into it
Jesus and aliens talk to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, it comes out and they give a lecture that basically where he's like, the students are Neo living in his false reality. And if they dedicate themselves to Dawn Yoga, you can be pulled out of the Matrix. And then they would be like, I am Morpheus. And they would like press play on the VCR or whatever.
God. Eyebrows.
I know, eyebrows. Like, it's so cringe. It's like so embarrassing.
Yeah.
It feels like, you know, in Grandma's Boy, the boss. Where it's like, yeah,
he's staring on my face
with his like leather trench coat. That's what it's giving. Yeah,
okay,
that's what it gives me.
Yeah, he's pretty awful.
And I appreciate the camp of it all. Mm-hmm. However, you know that shit worked because like people were probably like, yeah,
maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. The right kind of person. I mean, if you're there anyway and you're believing or about to believe that there's a spaceship with a golden turtle spaceship.
Yeah.
Why not
dress the part?
Why not?
Why not?
So by 2000, they were successful enough to open the Sedona Ilchi Meditation Center in Arizona under a nonprofit religious foundation called Tao Fellowship, whose mission was to provide training and promote the Tao philosophy for actualizing world peace, and it would house the Dawn Healer School.
Okay.
Apparently, he claims that he outbid Nicolas Cage for the property, which is incredibly beautiful. Like, it's a really beautiful, like, it's a,
honestly,
like,
there are some really beautiful areas in Sedona.
I know.
It's just...
And, I mean, I don't know if this was true, but if Nicolas Cage wanted it, you know it was probably dope.
It was probably insane
His face
in the membrane.
was carved. Oh, my God.
There's a Mount Rushmore of Nicolas Cage somewhere in Sedona.
4 Nicolas Cages, all from different parts. From different movies.
One is from Face Off. One is from National Treasure.
One is from Con Air with the hair.
Con Air, The Rock, the whole, like, you know, all the things.
So good. So, like many of these modalities, Dawn's actual practice does have some benefit because often meditation, finding inner awareness, access to the tools that could help slow that mental chatter, especially to someone who's like newer to those techniques, they're life-changing. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a big deal to finally be like kind of in your own body.
Right.
Be able to like slow down and like think clearly. So that's like, so I'm not trying to knock anybody who's
I'm sure that
a part of this, because I think that there were things that he introduces, especially at the beginning, that people could find beneficial.
Right.
So maybe they're like, you know what, this is really working for me, and they want to know a little bit more.
Right.
And maybe the monthly rate, which is a little on the high side, but you could always do like a yearly, and that would like shave off a month or two, and you could
like
save
a gym membership?
Kinda.
Okay.
So here you are. You've made this huge investment, and your teacher is like, I see something special in you, and I think you could be the next great spiritual leader. You should join the Healer program. So at this point, you've probably spent about $5,000.
Oh, okay.
On the yearly membership.
Shit, that's a lot. Okay.
And then they're like, you should do this program. It's going to be $12,000. And this is in 2003.
But I see something really special in you.
Yeah.
So you should figure out a way to make it happen.
And you're probably thinking, I've come this far. I'm
all in, baby.
Something must be going right.
I'm pot committed.
Yeah.
And I feel good.
And you're like, okay, like, what can I do? And they're like, we really need that money in full.
Oh, God.
Maybe you should just like ask friends and family to help you. And if you like can't find anybody, like absolutely can't find anybody, we'll do a payment plan. But like you should really contact everybody you know and ask them to borrow the money. And then you can pay them back rather than us.
One day, don't know how.
You know what? That's also, I think, that's what maybe income? The third or fourth one that we've done where they're like, ask your friends and family for money.
Ask your friends and family. Yeah.
Fuck no.
No. You know, if somebody was coming to me asking me for money because they wanted to go do, I'm like, bag over their head, I'm stealing you now. Yeah. You're coming with me, bitch.
Call Rick Allen Ross, not the rapper.
I'm taking you from this place.
To deprogram you.
Yes.
So everything and everyone is pushing the healer path and the master path as the way forward because it makes them more money, obviously. Because as opposed to the just casual membership, once they're in for the 12 grand, you know they're going to go for more.
Yeah.
And so they prey on more suggestible students and hook them in.
It's just so crazy to me that like all of these, like, you know, with each episode that we do that has to do with like a cult, like this style of cult, I guess, the style of cult, because they're not all exactly the same.
Yeah.
But a lot of it has to do with like guilting people and people who are sort of, you know, going through a transition, maybe a little more fickle and just trying to keep like they're so all into this. You might have to edit this out because I'm on a fucking rant, or a tangent. But like they go so like deep into this, and then they're like, this becomes my identity now. I have to stick, you know.
Yeah.
I have to stick by all the things that I feel like are my identity. Yeah. And so they're
one. It's also like I feel like it's also of these like I guess it's kind of like a like ML. They're like it's like MLM cults, right?
Yeah.
The kind of structure in this way, whereas like maybe it's not like you're paying money, but it's like information you get with each level, right? Scientology, like a pyramid scheme, a pyramid cults.
Oh my God.
You know what? There's 100% a word for it and I don't know it.
Yeah.
But I know that they have
a pyramid cult.
Yeah. That's what we'll call it.
Pyramid cult.
It's stuff. Yeah.
Done.
Pyramid cult. Done. So in ones like this where like they know that something more is coming. And that's
what's keep pushing them, continuing
to
encourage
because they put
them.
so much of themselves into it. It's their identity. It's their community. It's their hobby. It's everything.
It's literally everything.
Yeah. So in May of 2016, I didn't say 19.
Ooh, look at you go.
Look at me. Although that would have been a real
in May of 2016. That was not long ago.
No. That was like yesterday.
Yeah. That was a year before Shepard was born. I had baby J-Mo.
Yeah.
No baby Sheps. Not even pregnant.
What was I doing back then? I don't know. Anyway, so a woman named Amy Shipley and 26 other Dawn yoga practitioners filed a lawsuit that alleged they were subjected to psychological manipulation and fraud.
Yes, they were.
The lawsuit says that at these workshops and retreats, they were allowed very little sleep or food, physically exhaustive practices, or like forced to do physically exhaustive practices, and there was extreme punishment for stepping out of line. Discipline measures included sticking heads into toilets.
What the fuck?
Like a straight up swirly whirly.
Like you're straight up
swirly whirly
in high school running away from the bullies.
Yeah, Screech style.
Damn.
Making them lick other members' feet.
That's disgusting.
Or planking for 20 to 30 minutes at a time.
That's awful too.
Honestly, I'd rather have my head in a toilet
than try to plank for that long. It would just not happen.
The worst.
Yeah.
So, in fact, about a decade earlier, one woman, Julia Servals, a CCNY professor, died at one of their retreats of heat exhaustion after being forced to hike up a mountain in 90-degree heat with no food or water and 40 pounds of rocks on her back.
What the fuck?
They settled out of court, but like...
Come on. Who does this?
So like...
For what?
But so like they're already in trouble. They already know that what they've done is fucked up, right?
But they're going to keep going.
They've already literally killed a person.
Yeah.
But they're just going to like keep doing business
it going
as usual?
Yeah. Making it worse? Ruining other people's... No. That's...
Yeah. Anyway, so Dawn Yoga responded to the lawsuit by saying, if you think we're a cult, you're racist.
Okay, burn.
The exact
that was
words,
a stretch. That was a reach.
I know. So the exact words company rep Joseph Alexander said is, quote, it's laughable and culturally racist. It's no different from acupuncture when it came to this country. It just takes a lot more educating for people to accept it.
No. I do not accept that statement.
It's not racist to be like, hey, that's a cult.
Yeah.
Because it is a cult.
Yeah.
So these followers were looking to become Dawn Masters, which is a high honor in their system. But once you were a Dawn Master, the abuse didn't stop. Once the followers became masters, they were encouraged to move into communal housing so that they could focus on their vision. Vision is in quotes because vision, quotes, their vision was their revenue and recruitment quotas.
Oh, God.
They were required to meet this. To make vision, they worked 120 hours a week at Dawn Yoga Centers. And if they didn't make, quote, vision, they were subjected to expulsion or physical punishment.
This is cult pyramid.
1,000.
1,000.
Because you have to bring people in. It's in like, what was that one sex one? One Taste.
One Taste. Yeah.
In a recorded lecture, Lee tells his followers, quote, the vision is more precious than your life. So they scramble to meet their monthly vision.
Growing my business, growing my monies is more important than your life.
Yeah. So they scramble to meet their monthly vision, right? Then it just keeps starting over. And then it gets higher and it gets higher.
Yeah.
And you're like, why not just leave? Former members say that it was nearly impossible to leave. Many asked their friends and family for money for trainings, which they were never able to pay back, which led to strain in those relationships.
Burned too many bridges.
Which led them to being isolated from friends and family.
Oh my God, that is the saddest.
Dawn also taught that leaving meant spiritual death, and also they would harass the crap out of them. Like anyone trying to leave. One woman, Kim Morse, who left in 2006, said she would come home to 50 messages on her answering machine from her teachers telling her if she didn't come back, she would get sick and die.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that risk. That's
also,
so fucked up.
Answering 50? Machine. Oh.
Answering machine.
I was just thinking answering machine.
Nuh-uh. In 2006, you had voicemail.
50... You know, like how it would have like the little like, like you have 50. Could you imagine being like, oh shit,
oh my God,
and every single one is like, you gonna
better
die.
Come back or die.
Fucking awful.
Oh my God, and like every now and then you get reprieve, be like, they didn't actually worry about your car's extended warranty back then, but in that moment you're probably
wasn't
relieved.
A package waiting that needs a signature somewhere.
No. Not yet.
So it's so intense that they have an ex-Dawn Underground Railroad to help followers leave.
Oh my God, nuh-uh. I love that.
I know. Hun Kim was a high-ranking master until he left in 2009. He was detained by police after he left because someone at Dawn accused him of embezzling. The police figured it out like pretty quickly that they were just being dicks. And that it was retaliation. But apparently, Dawn held a ceremony in which the followers were instructed to draw a picture of Kim, tear the picture up, and chant, die, die, die.
Oh my God, this is like some like elementary type like bullying, like...
I know.
Like,
also,
or
like...
maybe middle school.
Isn't the whole basis of their thing supposed to be like optimism and getting your brain right?
Yeah.
You're just like, die,
is this
die,
what brain breathing does?
You're so enlightened.
Yeah.
This is what you're doing on that golden turtle. Yeah. You're just chanting, die,
just
die,
being
die.
Like, die, die, die.
It's giving The Craft.
Yeah. Oh, I don't hate The Craft. But like, you know.
Doesn't Nancy say that at one point?
I think so.
Yeah.
Gosh, she's insane. I forget about her face.
I know. I don't.
She's scary.
She is so scary.
She's like the right kind of crazy.
She is. She's at the end of Agatha All Along. They had the part where she's like on her tippy toes floating and she's like screaming, yelling.
Oh my God.
It was like part of the ending credits.
That's so good. The way that I literally, I can see it happening.
I know.
Because
I saw
know
the boots and I was like, ooh, the craft. And Tommy was like, what's wrong with you? Why are you like this? I am who I am. Not only did the lawsuit allege the financial and psychological abuse, but it charged that Ilchi Lee sexually preyed on younger female disciples. In 2002, so 1 year earlier, a former student and manager, Sun Hee Park, filed a lawsuit in California accusing Lee of brainwashing her and other members for profit and for being coerced into having sexual intercourse with Lee. They ended up settling out of court.
How much money does this person have to be settling out of court with just every single buddy?
He's got shit tons of money because he's, I don't know, on that golden turtle.
Yeah, he's golden turtling.
So it's rumored. This was not proven. But it is rumored that his favorite line is that your mouth has the most acupressure points. Suck on my fingers and I'll give you some energy. I doubt he says suck on my fingers, but
he probably says something
allegedly
like withdraw this energy from my fingers using your mouth. Ugh.
So gross.
It is disgusting, honestly. I don't know if it's like, I'm trying not to TMI. Ooh. Yeah, fingers are just so gross to me now because I feel like they just touch everything.
They touch everything.
Yeah.
I'm not putting some guy, like those movies where like some girl's supposed to be acting sexy and she like puts a guy's finger in his mouth. Like, you don't know where he could have just like been in the bathroom.
He could have literally
touched a surface. That like
any
someone's
surface.
boogers like had also touched and like also
I don't know if it's me in my like geriatric stage of life, but literally every time when I was younger I'd be like, oh, I'll make a sandwich. Anytime I touch meat with my like it just and so I literally wash my hands after doing everything. It's like wild. So I'm way grossed out.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So
like Aldridge's hands are even disgusting, and he's my husband.
I mean, yeah, Tom. They're all typing all day on a computer.
Yeah.
Well, no, Tommy doesn't very frequently clean his keyboard.
Oh, he does?
Probably not enough.
No, Aldridge's keyboard has buildup.
Oh, mine normally does.
Ew.
I recently
get your
cleaned
life
it.
together.
I just recently cleaned it.
Oh, okay.
Just recently.
It does shine from here.
Yeah, I know. Look at that.
Yeah.
But normally it has maybe food flecks on it.
No, it's so gross.
So this motherfucker has his followers killing themselves, living in shitty dorms, and he's raking
themselves?
Well, like
just like
I'm not like
suicides?
actually no, not like that. I mean, like they're like hurting themselves doing their practice.
I see.
And he's raking in tax-free millions.
That's fucking crazy. You knew he was because he's settling with everybody outside of court. It would take me a lot of money to settle.
So in 2015, Dawn Yoga changed its name to Body and Brain, which has helped to completely bury any accusations against Dawn Yoga. And they claim they removed Ilchi Lee from their organization. However, he is still the owner and CEO of BR Holdings, the conglomerate that owns Body and Brain, the retreat center, and all the shit they sell. Mm-hmm. So he's like very much still in charge.
He's still very much.
And still making shit tons of tax-free millions.
Oh my God. His accountant must be working for the other bad guys too, to be like so crafty about how to structure everything.
Yeah. And so like, again, I don't want to discredit anybody who does practice there because I think that it probably at very low levels could be really helpful.
Very low levels, it's a yoga studio.
Yeah. But once you cross that threshold,
like don't get encouraged to become
a master or a healer because then it's a slippery fucking slope.
Yeah. You know how
I should have taken a class.
Somebody stupid. You know, all it takes is somebody to see, like, to feel little doubt in themselves, and then somebody to come and be like, "I see greatness in you."
Yeah, when you're at your lowest.
Yes.
People often, I don't think, go to yoga when they're feeling their best.
No. I'm like, fine. I am reaching for anything that will help me get out of this yucky poo-poo slump that I'm in. Or, just looking for a moment where kids aren't crawling up my legs. I remember, oh my God, when we used to go to Fortis, at the end of, and I would tell you.
Oh, you'd cry?
This was before we were even close. I'd be like, you know what I did at the end of class today? Fucking cried. At that point, you should have known that I was a crazy person.
No.
Yeah.
You're insane.
No, but yeah, that's what I would look for. Is just like reprieve.
Yeah.
From anything.
I think that it's a nice reminder to stay discerning.
Yeah.
With wherever you're teaching.
Yes.
Or teaching, wherever
you're practicing.
Wherever you're practicing. Because I think it is a slippery slope. And now people are like more desperate for money. But I don't know if anyone goes to Body and Brain. But if you do, hit us up. I'm so curious.
Tell me about it.
Honestly, I'm interested in that meridian stretching.
Yeah.
I probably would be down.
But what if they saw something in you?
You know what? I'd be like, I'm not interested unless we're going on a golden turtle. If that is a requirement,
me that we're gonna meet this golden turtle, they're gonna say, "Why, yes." How did you know? You can meet this golden turtle. I need 12. I need 12 grand before you get there, though.
Oh,
I need 12ers.
But I thought you said you saw a lot in me.
I need a dozen grands.
I need a homie discount.
Yeah. Can I
for that golden turtle?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's Body and Brain, also known as Dawn Yoga, also known as Dawn Hawk. Also, I think known as the head and heart. I think it translates to sometimes, okay. But when I saw it, it was Body and Brain. Kaimuki. And I've not been there, just to be clear. Mm-hmm. So don't come at me, Body and Brain, Kaimuki. But yeah, I was not about to give them money, although it was via ClassPass, which they don't give much money.
They get pennies.
Yeah, but I still was like, no. I'm not gonna give you no money.
No.
Maybe if I went and then spied and did a meridian stretching from outside.
From the side, from behind a tree. Just been like, ma'am, you need to pay to be in this class. What?
What? Nope. I'm not
here.
I'm just over here breathing.
You know what? Let's go revolt against this shit and let's just go steal classes. Let's just show up behind trees everywhere.
I'm just so curious. I'm curious about I'm just curious.
Yeah. You love this. You love that shit.
Next time, maybe. Yeah. I'll at least take a picture.
Or else it didn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very underwhelming storefront, but I was still going to do it if I didn't get
almost
distracted by muumuus.
Yeah, I almost took a class when we went to Honolulu. And it was on the second story of something. But I was like, there's too much going on.
Oh, was it Core Power?
No. It just said yoga on the wall. And you could tell there was a studio behind, the yoga sign.
Yeah. When I was there, I went to a place in Coco Marina. They used to be a Bikram studio, which is why I never went. But they've recently transitioned, so I partook.
Okay.
It was a really good class.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
It's just called yoga and art. I don't know.
Yeah.
Coco Marina.
It just said yoga. And you know how you can see it was dim lit behind it. And so you could see people practicing.
Yeah.
It was probably heated.
Ooh.
I know I should have gone. But.
I know. There's not very many heated studios. In Hawaii or on Oahu.
I feel like just Hawaii is heated in general.
My girlfriend goes to Core Power, but only at 6 a.m. So I was like, I'm not going to drive to Kala Mall at 6 a.m.
To do Core Power. I like one of their classes.
No offense against Core Power.
No, I like one of their classes. Everything else is just...
A C2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one. You knew that about me. Huh?
Yeah. I used to teach C2.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that class. And I think it's because it's most like...
It's heated vinyasa.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's not like a set sequence. You can do whatever.
No, exactly. I feel like I don't love a set sequence.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for people who are like new and they want to know what's coming next. Yeah. And then they want to be able to see improvement. But
yeah, it's a good confidence builder to do like to just feel like, okay, I'm getting this, or you know, or to get deeper in stretches and notice that.
Yeah. But no, not for me.
Okay.
What should we call this one?
The cult pyramid.
Cult pyramid.
Cult pyramid.
I like it.
No, you don't like it. I could tell by your face.
I literally just said I like it.
I know, but I didn't believe it. Maybe I need to brain breathe for a little bit about it.
Get some of that brain respiration going. Where's that fucking turtle?
Right? Get me the
golden turtle.
Yeah. That's what this episode will be called. Get me golden turtle.
Get me fucking golden turtle.
Yeah.
Before I brain breathe my way on a shooting star.
Straight to the place where they have 4 Nicolas Cage.
The Rushmore of Nicolas Cages.
The Rushmore of Nicolas Cages, okay?
That's what this episode's going to be called.
Rushmore
of Nicolas Cages.
Oh my God. I'm so impressed with how many Nicolas Cage movies we were just able to...
And very quickly.
Yeah.
There were so many more, too.
There are just so many, but those are the first that came to mind where I'm like...
Yeah, we didn't even touch Raising Arizona.
No. I went straight to problem-solving Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, you went straight 90s.
Yeah.
Like, not too wacky.
No. That was leading before man. The whack.
That's those are leading man. That's a leading man Rushmore.
Yeah. Leading man Rushmore.
Yeah.
Cage. All right. Thanks for listening.
Don't forget, follow us wherever you listen to podcasts, The Cultural Zeitgeist, or you can follow us, Yes, and. Also, follow us on Instagram at The Cultural Zeitgeist, just so you don't lose us during the transition. And
please don't. We love you guys.
Lose us. We know that will be like hard. All right.
Bye.